about what the Ukraine war is about. Is NATO involved or is it not? Well, here he is with this.
Didn't start in February last year. The war started in 2014, and since 2014, NATO allies have provided support to Ukraine.
By the way, that's a big admission from him. He's saying that the Ukraine war didn't start in 2022 when Russia invaded. He's saying it started in 2014.
Yeah, why is he saying that?
That's correct.
That's crazy.
That's correct. Well, the part he's leaving out is that it started because the U.S. backed a coup in 2014. And then after that, the new coup government encouraged assaults on ethnic Russians inside Ukraine. And so those ethnic Russians in the Ukrainian region of the Donbass took up arms with the help of Russia to oppose the coup government. And then a civil war broke out. And the U.S. sided with the coup government. Russia sided with the rebels. And so, yes, there has been a war going on since 2014. And by the way, the side that the U.S. supported has an element of neo-Nazis. The Azov Battalion, a major paramilitary organization on the front lines of the war in 2014, are neo-Nazis. And so Stoltenberg there is inadvertently admitting what is exactly right, that this war didn't start when Russia invaded. Russia invaded to end a fight that began in 2014 when the U.S. backed a coup. And that's why in 2020, 2 years before Russia invaded, that's when Adam Schiff said that the U.S. aids Ukraine so that we can fight Russia over there. What Russia did 2 years later was invade Ukraine to end that fight. Stoltenberg now is inadvertently admitting that. And he's also pointing out that NATO played a key role from the start in 2014.
Didn't start in February last year. The war started in 2014, and since 2014, NATO allies have provided support to Ukraine with training, with equipment. So Ukrainian armed forces are much stronger in 2022 than they were in 2014. And of course that made a huge difference when President Putin decided to attack Ukraine.
So here he is bragging about NATO's involvement in this proxy war from the start. It began in 2014, according to his timeline. And here is Hassan Masi. He says, NATO Stoltenberg, the war didn't start in February last year. The war started in 2014. Stoltenberg is right. The war started in 2014 when the U.S. illegally couped Ukraine. The U.S.-backed Azov neo-Nazis started to massacre thousands of Donbass citizens. But the thing is, Stoltenberg has a hard time keeping with his narrative. Sometimes he says that NATO's been involved. Sometimes he says NATO's not involved. Not a combatant. Here he is speaking.
The important thing is that NATO is not a part of the conflict, even though NATO allies provide armed weapons to Ukraine. NATO is not part of the conflict.
Even though NATO supplies advanced weapon systems to Ukraine, because NATO is not a part of the conflict. So by the way, even though also the U.S. approves and guides the targeting of Ukrainian forces. So when Ukrainian forces want to target a Russian position, the U.S. provides the intelligence and basically signs off on it. So he's now claiming though that NATO is not involved, not a part of the conflict, even though they supply the weapons. And even though he bragged about NATO being involved in 2014.
Is that like this rules of proxy where, like, you know, Vietnam, they had China or somebody was helping them, did they not? That we didn't go to war with those other countries, so we had,
well, Vietnam, the U.S. did expand the war to next door to Cambodia and Laos. But no, yeah, but obviously the U.S. did not go to war with any of Vietnam.
What was the largely besides like that? Because they had to keep the war going by saying like the Soviets would love this.
Yeah, that's, right? Well, yeah, and the whole point of going to Vietnam, they said, was to stop communism and spreading elsewhere. That was just a cover story. And that was a pretext.
Whenever something looks like it's going to spread like that, the best thing to do is to try to repress it as quickly as possible. That's how they stopped Christianity.
And that's what they say now about Russia and Ukraine. We have to fight Russia and Ukraine because if we don't stop, yeah, exactly. And here's more from Stoltenberg. Let's see what Ryan is taking now.
Actually, NATO allies and NATO has been there since 2014, trained, equipped, and support the Ukrainian armed forces.
Yeah, so now he's back on. Yes, we've been there from the start. It sounds to me like they're a part of this conflict. And
we're different places. We're not the same event, is we?
No, here's him at another event, and this is more.
So he gets his call and he's going to win the live show, right?
Oh yeah,
I've never even heard of this guy.
Oh yeah. He's been involved with U.S. programs.
He's not in charge of NATO.
No, he's not. No, he's basically an arms dealer and a spokesperson for arms dealers. Because he's not, like, NATO has a military command that he has no role in. He's not a military command. He's just there to basically be the face of arms dealing and hegemony. That's what he's there for. But he said some funny things. So here he is with another interesting line. He's talking about at the recent World Economic Forum. And check out how he says,
Didn't we learn that we don't achieve what we want from doing that very thing and losing and leaving our stuff?
apparently not. And we're not learning it now when we're occupying 1/3 of Syria illegally and stealing its fuel and wheat. That lesson apparently doesn't apply to the U.S. Because it's a NATO country doing it. So they're exempt, I guess.
Does a sovereign nation mean we like you?
Yes, yes,
Is that
it
what
does.
it means?
The sovereign nation of Ukraine means we like the nation of Ukraine.
Because all those other countries were sovereign nations. Not one of them wasn't.
Syria, last time I checked, is sovereign too. The U.S. doesn't respect those sovereignties.
And that will be a very bad and dangerous lesson. It will make the world more dangerous and us more vulnerable. And that's the reason why, if we want a negotiated peaceful solution to the war in Ukraine, we need to provide military support to Ukraine. That's the only way. Weapons, they are the way to peace.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. NATO, OTAN. Why is it backwards there?
That's the translation, I guess, for NATO in a different language, I think. I don't know. Or it's the cool graphic. I don't know. Yeah. Or it's a reflection of his doublespeak. Like it's mirror image projecting back at him. I don't know.
Hey, weapons are the way to peace. War is peace, I believe is the phrase. Freedom is slavery.
Doing live stand-up comedy in Tempe, Palm Springs, Milwaukee, Nashville, Northampton, Massachusetts, Syracuse, Cohoes, New York, and Hartford.
To accept our solution to the world's problems. Energy crisis here in the United States was exceptionally successful worldwide. We expect similar success with our upcoming food shortage. Our labor leaders have made great progress by causing confusion and work stoppages in all areas of the world. The end result will be a one-world monetary and government system that we alone...
I'm so freaking lost, it's not even funny.
God, we have the best tool that we could possibly have offered to us by Elon Musk, a free and open.
This is how you want it.
Where we can get information out there and truth out there. That is what Elon Musk did when he bought Twitter, and he released Twitter from the predation of evil globalists like Klaus Schwab, who's hosting a world globalist summit right now. Klaus Schwab saying that the people who must. Evil globalists like Klaus Schwab, who's hosting a world globalist summit right now. Klaus Schwab saying that the people who master AI, they will be the ones in control. I don't know if that's an emulation or auditioning for the next Bond villain. We'll see. Watch.
We have just now where we move into the exponential phase. And I agree. Artificial intelligence, but not only artificial intelligence, but also the metaverse, near space technology, and I could go on and on. Synthetic biology. Our life in 10 years from now will be completely different, very much affected, and who masters those technologies in some way will be the master of the world.
So this is Klaus Schwab talking about the importance of AI and saying that this has a deep and abiding threat to our power. If we want to maintain power, we're going to have to continue to develop and to become the masters of AI. Very interesting. Interesting terminology here, Klaus Schwab. Such an evil individual. However, he did invite Elon Musk to speak. And at this conference, if you want the antidote to getting that clip of Klaus Schwab out of your eyeballs, well, you should watch this clip of Elon Musk going hard in against globalism at the World Globalism Summit. Man, it's fall on this guy. So big to watch.
One thing I should say, and I know this is still the World Government Summit, but I think we should be maybe a little bit concerned about actually becoming too much of a single world government. If I may say, that we want to avoid creating a civilizational risk by having, frankly, this may sound a little odd, too much cooperation between governments. If you look at, say, in history and the rise and fall of civilization, that really all throughout history, civilizations have risen and fallen, but it hasn't meant the doom of humanity as a whole, because there've been all these separate civilizations that were separated by great distances, and so, say like while Rome was falling, Islam was rising, and so you had like the sort of caliphate doing incredibly well while Rome was doing terribly, and that actually ended up being a source of preservation of knowledge and many scientific advancements.
You think I'm fooling around?
So I think we want to be a little bit cautious about being too much of a single civilization, because if we are too much of a single civilization, then the whole thing may collapse.
Elon Musk is a genius, man. I mean, what an absolutely beautiful point that if you have everything so co-interdependent on each other, the last world wars throughout Europe, Europe has suicide. America was backwater. America was never supposed to be the world-dominating power. Europe was the world-dominating power. Europe had all the culture, all the institutions, all the banking, and Europe committed suicide against itself. But thankfully, we had independent nations that were able to fill the void there. And then America and Russia filled that void, and then they fought, and America won off of better virtues and value systems, which is how government should operate. What if America was in league with the communists? What if we had the same system of government? We would fall just like communism, and just like communists did, we'd have another dark age. That's what Elon Musk is warning against. Elon Musk said that open and free debate and the purchase of Twitter was in order to save civilization. Elon Musk talked about why.
Yes, I think this is something that's probably agreeable to the legislators and the people of those countries. So I think that's the general idea, is just to reflect the values of the people, as opposed to imposing the values of essentially San Francisco and Berkeley, which are somewhat of a niche ideology as compared to the rest of the world. But Twitter was, I think, doing a little too much to impose a niche, San Francisco Berkeley ideology on the world. I thought it was important kind of for the future of civilization to try to correct that thumb on the scale, if you will. and just have Twitter more accurately reflect the values of the people of Earth. That's the intention, and hopefully we succeed in doing that.
And what an incredible day! Like the iron in his spine, the brass, his balls, the gunpowder in his guts. To talk about the woke ideology of San Francisco putting the thumb on the scale of big tech. He just came out and said, what happened to these Marxists? Twitter. Marxists did exactly what they always do. They censored people. And they censored and they tried to destroy individuals who were speaking truth. One of them, Twitter expert, back on the platform, his name is the Great. ALX the Great. I think that's ALX the Great. Alexander the Great. These clips are going wild. Elon responded to you tweeting, I think, the clip about world government.
Yeah, he actually responded to it. So I said that he got a lot of criticism for speaking at this globalist summit. That's one of the comments I was seeing from one of my initial tweets talking about, free speech on Twitter, and people are like, why is he speaking at such a globalist event? So then he came out and said it. He's like, I have concerns against the globalist summit. I know it's a world government summit and everything, but there are dangers to, putting your eggs all in one basket, because if it collapses, then the entire